pull up my dad if you can. Rocky Johnson. I want to show you. Like he was
Oh, I know your dad.
jacked, man.
He was jacked.
He was part of that group in the early 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who were like
There he
bodybuilding
is.
and look at that shot.
What? Dang it. That's the genetics, son.
That's it, brother.
That's where rock genetics come.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh my God, he was jacked.
So, yeah, and we bonded. He used to get me up and take me to the gym when I was 5, sit in the corner, and that's how I got to, really bond with my dad. He didn't want me to do it. And we got into the biggest fucking fight. My mom's crying, I'm crying. And he said, what do you think you have to offer? I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to fucking suck, but I got to give this a shot. And ultimately, it got to a place where I said, either you're going to help train me, I'm asking you to help train me, or I'll go to somebody else. And at that time, Bret Hart and that whole family had his dungeon up in Calgary. I said, maybe I'll go to Calgary. He agreed to train me, but I realized he didn't want to see that happen because he felt like, hey, look around. Like I was one of the successful ones in wrestling, but I got a little fucking apartment that I can't even afford to pay $500 a month. I don't want this for you. So we got into a huge fight. He eventually trained me. I call a guy after 3 months of training, call a guy named Pat Patterson, who was Vince McMahon's right-hand man, very brilliant mind in the world of pro wrestling, first openly gay wrestler, tough motherfucker. I call him up because my parents knew him, and I said, hey, Pat, this is Dwayne Johnson. Who? Dwayne Johnson. Rocky Johnson's son. Oh, yeah, what do you want? Hey, I'm training to get in the business. What fucking business? It's a recurring theme. Everybody's like, what fucking business? The wrestling business. Why the fuck do you want to do that? You're just feeling like you're just getting bombed right, left and right by these OGs. So I said, I'd love for you to come down and just watch me train. And if I got anything to offer, just let me know. And if I don't, just let me know. That's all I want. He agreed. He came down, watched me train. He said to me as we're training, he goes, can you work as a heel? Which is, as you know, bad guy in wrestling parlance. Yeah. I said, sure, I'd love to. We start the match. I work as a heel, more aggressive, dirty, cheating stuff, right? He goes, okay, done. And I trained in a boxing ring, and as you know, boxing rings are fucking hard. It's like this, right? So getting suplexed on the fucking table, so it really hurt. That's how I came up in wrestling. He's smoking a cigarette. I said, what do you think? Do I have anything? He goes, yeah, you just keep working. Take care of yourself, and leaves. And I was like, did I just fuck? Because he had a lot of power. He was like the vice president of WWE. I said, okay, well, thank you so much for coming out. And I said, just keep working. He goes, just keep working. Kind of blew me off, kept smoking a cigarette and walked off. And I was like, man, I think I really fucked things up, or maybe I'll take his word for face value, take it for gospel. I'll just keep working. Little I knew, he went home and he called Vince McMahon. He said, you got to see this fucking kid. And Vince said, who? Rocky Johnson's son. He goes, all right, let me see him. Bring him out this Monday on Raw. And I'll throw him out in a match before the show starts.
Whoa.
Corpus Christi, 15,000 people.
Whoa.
Dude.
This is your first match?
First match.
Oh, my God.
So Vince says to Pat, okay, great. How long has he been working? He goes, he hasn't worked. He goes, what do you mean? He's never had a match. He's like, he's never had a fucking match? I'm not bringing him out. He's never had a match. He's going to stink up the ring. Pat said, just trust me. So they fly me out, Corpus Christi, 14,000 people. I go out and have my first match, and I'm 24 years old.
Wow.
I have my first match. Because usually when you break in, you're wrestling at a farm or there's a barn, 10 people, 14,000 people. I wrestled the Brooklyn Brawler, who's famous in the world of wrestling. And I get backstage. Everyone's, hey, great job, keep working. I see Vince McMahon. He says, you did a good job. But be prepared. I'm going to give you a little bit more tomorrow. I went, great, okay. I see Pat Patterson smoking a cigarette. Come here for a second. I said, yeah. He goes, your punches. I went, yeah. They fucking suck. Just riding me. So that was my first match, first experience, man.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he by the way, he said, if you have a shred of opportunity to make it in this business, you're going to have to learn a lot of shit, but learn how to throw a great punch.
What was wrong with the way you were throwing a punch?
It just didn't look real. And the best of punches, like you got to be snug. You lay them in a little bit.
But you pull it back a little.
You pull it, well, you can pull it back a little, but I found the best punches is you follow through, but learn how to just tap a little bit. And then, that's where you learn that kind of timing. You know how some guys, they hit a rope or a piece of string or something like that?
Right.
So, so I worked on the punches too as well.
Wow.
That was crazy. That was my first match.
That's insane.
Yeah,
when was the
man.
next match?
Next match was the following night.
Whoa. So you were right into it.
Right into it.
What's the second match like versus the first? You've already done it. You've already been in front of 15,000 people.
I'm feeling pretty good because, as you know, and like people out there know, if you prepare, then all right, I'm as prepared as I possibly can be.
Right.
So we'll just see how it goes. So the second night, I had a little bit of confidence, but the guy they put me in there with was a guy named Chris Candido, incredible wrestler. Does a lot of acrobatic stuff, flying stuff. He called the match, he had me flying all around and doing all this stuff. But it was a great experience. After that, I met with Vince. He said, "You're not ready for WWE. You're not ready for the big time. I'm going to send you down to Tennessee, and that's where you're going to learn how to work." And it was just a smaller company, minor leagues. He said, "But you're going to go down there. You learn how to cut your teeth down there, learn how to work, learn the business. And when you're ready, if you're ready, I'll bring you up." I was like, "Thank you very much. I appreciate it." And I went to work. So, dude, as I'm leaving Vince McMahon's office, he says, "Hey, by the way," I turn around, he goes, "Don't go down there and cut your forehead up with razor blades." I went, "Okay, got it." Because in wrestling, there was a time where that's how you bled with razor blades. And he goes, "I want to protect this." So good. I do too. All right. Then years later, I'm fucking doing this up in WWE. But
that had to be a good feeling, though. That you had some real hope in you.
That is my second match.
This is insane.
Right there. Look at that.
This is insane. Wow. Does it seem surreal watching this?
This is so surreal, man. Look at this. By the way, you see people still coming in, right?
Yeah.
Empty seats.
That was it.
Wow.
That was it, man. First match.
Memories.
First match.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's incredible.
And then to go from there to where you became had to be surreal.
It was the most surreal thing.